How are you? Oh, this is your But I really do like, I was thinking, I was like, I like this Southern trees where strange fruit got blood on their leaves, blood of the root, black bodies hanging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from poplar trees. All of my life, I have lived the neighborhood over and I have sat across from the Confederacy. I have walked the grounds of a state in which the flag still blows, sending out spirit of Confederacy. Flag flown to never forget false legacy. I've been told many a time that this flag is not to offend me, that this flag be a remnant of history, but my eyes see the American flag, allowed to be walked by its own, for red blood crossed in blue is okay for a lot of skin tones. See, I see racism's attempt at wearing a mask. You tell me, for how many lost wars have the losers continued to wave their flags proud, like suppression and superiority remain deeply embedded within those veins, like memories of being beaten and bruised for being too black, sing songs of strange fruit to my brain. Y'all, we live in a world of too many exceptions, and I refuse to accept when what was wrong then remains wrong now, and my eyes see the now where my education doesn't mean much, but having to prove myself beyond my different hair, my different perspectives, my unique walk in this life be constantly disrespected by what should have been buried in 1865, but racism remains alive. See, I won't juke the jive to that Dixie song for my soul set to a different drum, feeling an ancestral connection that shall never be done, bebopping to my own rhythm of freedom and liberation. I think, therefore I am. Well, I have a remembrance of what has happened before me. Though confused, this poem is a puzzle as my words spit crystal clear images of frustration with the ignorance that persists in this land of the free. See, us was freed by we. No Lincoln political agenda attached, and for that, we have the honor, we have the right to label the Confederates' bearer as ignorant. So if it's all ignorance, then you be the first to tell me who's the N-word now.
My youngest brother is 11. A little boy with sunburst eyes and kisses for my cheeks. And he has grown up way too fast, y'all. Learning to stitch his fist against anyone's jaw who promises him a good fight or dares to threaten his manhood. And he is too young. Having violence shoved down his throat and his fingers being taught to tickle the trigger of a gun and draw another stranger's blood. His skin is as white as the eggshells I walk on around him. His adolescent mouth has spit hatred and ignorance into the air too quickly for his crooked teeth to catch, like all faggots should go to one island and be blown into non-existence, or all blacks are poor and we should gun down a hand moving too quickly. Breathing out all of the poison his peers have injected into his brain. I remember being his age. Hearing my own great-grandfather call another human being a porch monkey, saying his hands itched to teach that black right, telling me that crows and doves should never mix. and we are not living the way God ever intended. I am older now, and I am learning every day that lives can be taken with no reason at all, that a child as young as 11 can learn to hate someone based on their sexual orientation or skin color like I have never taught him how to love, that a child I rock to sleep can become a part of the problem because it's easier than finding a solution, that we sure as hell are not living the way the God I have come to know is ever intended. My brother, remember that I am your sister. Even though I only share half of your DNA, we still bleed the same color. Remember that your skin does not mean savior. Remember to be a little boy, one who is blessed enough not to have to fear for his life every damn day, and know that that does not give you the right to choose who loses theirs.
We are very, very excited to be here. We're poets from Spoken Word Spartanburg. We came in a little late. We drove in from Spartanburg today. This is amazing. I walked out like, oh my God, I'm in a whole nother world right now. This is awesome. So we'll probably like pop out and just start doing poetry again randomly. But we're here. We have CDs for sale, shirts, and just come talk to us, say hello, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You got another poet. Where we at? Come on.
What's up?
Awesome.
Over 15 million Africans were kidnapped from their homeland by men with pale skin, Bible in their hand, heart full of sin. See, some try to pretend like this never happened, want us to honor other people's Holocaust and forget about the African. Yeah, I said it, the black genocide, the one society tries to hide. You know, most of my ancestors died before the slave boats even arrived to American shores. My people stuffed below deck, chains wrapped around their necks, barely any ventilation, their heads laying while people urinated, defecated. Many perished from starvation and disease. Bet you ain't know the real Red Sea came from the blood of Africans who were thrown overboard. Their screams were ignored. Pain was overlooked. See, real history ain't in your textbook, so today I'll be your professor. They considered us lesser than human. These same white lies we've been consuming for over 400 years. Now, Black Truth, you no longer want to hear. Free at last, but have the shackles really disappeared?
In your content, and that's what happens. This is not like, you know, because I've been there so long now, like, it's like home. Send home. Send me but nowadays, they have some work that's playing for it. I think you showed your work there. Where have you shown your work
It must be nice to not have to care, to shop till you drop while another black boy loses that option for a reasonable doubt that you don't have to prove. I'm afraid to have sons, afraid for my father, because there is a war going on and we have too many casualties. You know, y'all, they're dead before the click. They say racism is a thing of the past. They say this isn't the way to change anything. They say, look at our people acting a fool. I say, well, please show me what you're doing for change other than running your mouth. This is not the time for your commentary. This is a time for eyes to be open. This is a time for conversation and understanding, a time for healing, because you know, nowadays, sons are dead before the click of turning on Fox News, the click of Rush Limbaugh to NPR, the click of degradation on your radio, the click of front door locking in the suburbs, the click of left turn signal into this neighborhood, the click of sirens turning on, the click of police car door, the click of my black brother's car window, the click of tones and exchange of license and registration for no dignity and no reason necessary, the click of a gun, the click of your perspective, the click. Wake up.
God has saved 2 people from Ebola in an Atlanta hospital. A white female missionary and a white doctor. When the doctor was asked to speak, he said that God had saved him and that Africa needed all the prayers we could give them. This man spoke of God as if he were the hand separating blood from virus and turned prayer into solution. Like death can bring anybody back to life, like we can see color out of a picture, like Ebola was ever a problem America concerned herself with before her pale children started dying. Like God doesn't see color, only devotion, and that is why privilege will always come before indigenous. When they look in the mirror, I wonder, do they see blood staring them back in the face? Ferguson made headlines months ago with riots and Brown's name plastered like evil, painted as savagery, and given as evidence for a white man's idea of a target being a young black man's unprotected chest, Darren Wilson. When you look in that mirror, do you see blood staring you back in the face? Do you try to scrub it out of your reflection like in 2009 when Henry Davis was charged with 4 counts of property destruction for bleeding on the uniforms that beat him, the uniforms that threw him on the ground and tried to kick his skull in, the judge that told him his injuries were too minor for excessive force and closed the case. They continue to close their eyes. Our list of casualties stretches all the way down the Gaza Strip, their blood refusing to be looked over, refusing to be forgotten. America, when you look into that mirror, do you see blood staring you back in the face? The blood you see is carrying a virus. The blood that is anything but white, the blood you've been trying to pray away since the day you realized you couldn't own them anymore. If God doesn't see color, why are you so busy finger painting injustice on a guilty yet free man's head instead of looking in that fucking mirror?
Nice.
We are about to hit the road, head back to Spartanburg, so any help is very much appreciated.